So fucking awesome.
You ready?
Yeah, we're good.
Fuck Ghostbusters.
Are we recording?
Yep.
Did we just record you saying fuck Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I'll edit it out. Fix it in post.
Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network. This is Couch Pilots. Welcome. This is the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, a.k.a. the Black Magnet, and with me as always is my trusty co-pilot and best friend in the whole entire world. Aww. His name is Blake Clayton, but you can call him Captain Philip Restisher. Hey, this evening. Welcome.
Phyllis Reptisher here.
Philip Raptis. What is it?
My wife makes me wear my teeth when I go on a flight, and so I can't talk.
Can you turn on my headphones?
The name?
They are exploding.
The name that I have is Philip Restisher.
Hello, Philip. How are you?
I'm doing great. Another flight with you on a Monday evening?
No, that's not what today is.
We always fly on Monday evenings.
No, today is a very special day. Today is the What's that?
Tarmac John's birthday?
Today is Tarmac John's birthday.
Oh,
happy birthday, Tarmac John.
Happy HB DSJ.
Happy birthday to you, Designer Shoe Warehouse. I got him a. Well, you know what? Let's get into it in just a moment. Today,
sorry.
There's two of us, per the usual.
Right. We are the only two that have our pilot's license,
right?
Which we got from the United States Air Force when we took a trip to Baghdad.
Yep. And
did our testing flights there.
All that checks out. That's all accurate information, 100% true. But today. And we've had guests on recently, but we've got more guests today.
A lot of people are turning in their frequent flyer points. As most listeners know, if you listen to the show, download the show, subscribe, like, share, or send us an email, all those things will get you frequent flyer points. And you can use those for many things.
Autographed aviator glasses.
Autographed aviator glasses.
Surprise prizes.
Surprise prizes. And then some people, those dedicated people,
they scrimp and they save and they gather all their points together.
Yep.
They put them all on the table and then they put their arms out and then they scoop them in towards themselves like this.
And they say, I'm all in.
I'm all in. And they're ready.
Which is ironic because if they're saying that, they should be pushing their points away from them.
You would think but that's not how it happens.
Nope.
They bring it in towards their person.
Yep.
And then they save enough to get on board this flight with us.
And we've had a lot.
Yeah, we've had a handful of people for sure. And today is no exception. Will you do me the honors, Captain Restisher?
I'll do you anytime you ask.
Do me the honors.
Sure.
Of introducing the people that we have with us today.
Yeah, we have a couple, which is and here's the situation. Normally, this young lady, we'll call her Cindy. She emailed me at CouchPilotSPodcast@gmail.com
/Cindy.
And she said, hey, I have so amount of frequent flyer points. Me and my male companion, Doug.
We'll call him Cindy.
Okay. You want to call him Cindy? I don't know. She said Doug. I don't know. But is there any way we would both like to take this trip? We find it very interesting. We like to have sex and relations during listening to Couch Pilots. And we thought, hey, why don't we try to get on the flight? We can join the Mile High Club. We can listen to our favorite podcast. And hopefully, maybe, be able to watch a failed pilot.
And maybe even conceive while in the air.
Sure.
In which case, they would name the child Philip Restisher.
Of course. So let me welcome Doug and Cindy Smith. Welcome to the show.
Hello, it is nice to be here.
Oh,
it's very nice to be here. We've already fornicated, so we're hoping things go well.
You've already had sex before you got on the plane?
Well, doesn't it count if you're going on
It's not technically part of the Mile High Club. But if you stick with us, there is a time about the middle of the show that
There's going to be a break?
We'll have plenty of time. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Good.
For sure. So, I mean, that's a little bit of banter. I would like to do some more banter with you before we continue.
All right.
Is
What
that
would you
possible?
like to banter about?
About today being a special day. Not only
About the Tarmac John's birthday?
about being Tarmac John's birthday, yeah.
You were talking about you got him something.
I got him a gift certificate to his favorite tattoo parlor, and he said he's going to get some more work done on his Led Zeppelin tattoos.
Nice.
And he's also getting some more nacho tattoos.
Yeah, he said that he wanted to add like some nacho cheese dripping off the side of the container. Mm-hmm. So, that's a great present.
What did you get him?
A hooker.
What's that?
A hooker.
Honestly, I'm very ignorant when it comes to things like that. Where do you even find a hooker?
I can't really tell you where I find them.
Give me the exact. I want the latitude and longitude.
Okay, it's 38.6, 42.3.
Checks out. All right. Well, that's a great present, and one he's kind of silently, like you read between the lines in conversation, and you look deep into someone's eyes, the window to their soul. You can kind of see that's what they want,
Well, no, he drew me a picture of two people having sex.
or that too. Either way, those
Yeah.
are different ways that you can find out what someone wants.
Right. Fan feedback. We did have some fan feedback.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot to pull that up. There was actually two. One of them was a young lady saying that she was concerned about DSJ and
Oh, really?
and didn't really necessarily think it was quote unquote cool that we had him working for us, which
the dude's making 6 digits. You tell me that's not cool. I would
Right.
love to be making 6 digits.
I'm not.
Doug, are you making 6 digits?
No, I am not.
Cindy? 6 digits?
Close.
Close.
Close. We're working there. Got 6 digits in points that we just cashed out. So.
yeah.
She's definitely the one that supports me.
A
and
breadwinner.
Yes.
Ah.
I mean, I do work. I am not lazy, but I do work.
He wins bread more often than I do,
I do.
but I make most of the money.
Yes.
It's funny to me how many contests out there have the prize of bread.
Yeah, it is. I think, you entered a bake-a-thon.
I did. My profession is professional bread contest winner.
I'm going to stop you for 1 second. There's an accent I'm picking
Yes.
up, and you're from the Southwest.
No, I am from a country called Bloganistan.
That is different than what I thought. Okay.
Yes.
Continue with your bread story. I'm sorry.
No, I bake bread, and it's very tasty. And sometimes I put special things in bread.
Okay. Like a surprise prize.
No, like special ethnic spices in
bread?
Yes, to make it more flavorful.
Like turmeric.
Yes,
Oh, that's a good guess.
that was a secret. Well done. You are a very smart man.
I don't mean to interrupt, but
No, it's fine.
did you want the other fan feedback?
I want to be fed all the feedback.
Okay, well, on iTunes, we got 5 stars, and this is from Uncle Tanner. Uncle Tanner says, the synergy between these comedians is amazing. They deliver more than just commentary and their thoughts on the shows. They deliver jokes. They deliver conversation, and it's all enjoyable. They been doing it for a while, and you can clearly tell, but their passion hasn't aged one day. Don't miss one show; they won't.
Who's that? Who's Uncle Tanner?
I don't have any idea who Uncle Tanner is. First of all, we're not comedians. We are.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what
It's-
nice words.
It's nice to feel nice and comment on our iTunes page channel thing. Go subscribe and give us 5 stars and tell us that we're great comedians.
Thank you, Uncle Tanner. Boy, I gotta tell you, I am all bantered out.
Yeah, I mean, this is the record banter.
Record over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
All right, so you're probably saying, what is Couch Pilots? I don't understand. Like, if you clicked on the show and you're listening to it and you don't know what it is, I don't know how you got that far. I don't know what kind of person would click and listen to this if they didn't know what it was, but I'll tell you anyway. We're a podcast. We're not just any podcast. We're a magic podcast. Captain Ressensure and I travel through time and space to watch one-off television pilots that ultimately fail to become what all television aspires to be, and that's a series. So why waste the power of traveling through time and space just to watch failed TV pilots, you might ask yourself? Well, that's none of your goddamn business. Your only responsibility is to sit back, relax, and enjoy the train wrecks that are these garbage television shows. Would you agree with all of that?
I would completely agree. I don't think it's really. I think sometimes you have to be forceful with the passengers.
Yeah, I don't like to use bad language, colorful language, but sometimes you're right. To get a point across, to drive it home, to really make people pay attention and listen, that's what you got to do.
Right. We're passionate about our flights that we take. We're passionate about our fans, such as Cindy and Doug. We're passionate about pilots.
Yeah, absolutely. So today, what are we even watching today? I would say get a grip on your senso rings. The Coneheads have landed.
Yes.
The Coneheads. That's right. We watched the Saturday Night Live inspired cartoon, The Coneheads, from the year of our Lord, 1983.
Now, for folks who've never listened to the show before, 1983, what we like to do, and to get in perspective, is we discuss how old we were when this show came out. So I'm going to go ahead and go first to kind of guide you guys through this.
All right.
All of us in here have ages. All of us are an age. We've spent a certain amount of time on this planet Earth. But the question is, how much time on this Earth have we spent in relation to when the show was released?
Right. So I was 8 years old at the time that this show came out. So then, Cindy, in 1983, you were...
-9 years old.
You're not the first person we've had that was negative. But -9?
I, too, have been negative in the number
You
of
don't
years.
look a day older than -14.
Oh, thank you. I
problem.
appreciate that. Though I think that makes me around 14.
It does.
But
You look great.
Doug, I'm assuming you have a birth certificate.
I do, yes.
Okay.
Can you present it to us, please?
No.
That's fine. I don't really want to see it.
I did not carry such things on me.
Okay.
Who does?
How old were you when this pilot came out?
Depends on what time of the year. I could have been in the womb or not in the womb yet.
It was released January 1st at midnight.
I was not in the womb yet.
Okay.
So you were 0.
I was, yes, 0.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate the participation.
And you said 8, Captain Rest
Yes.
Okay, so 8 minus 6. Minus 6 is 2. I was 2 years old.
Wow. Amazing.
It is amazing. It's amazing that we exist. I mean, we're all made of stardust. Is that? Can we just let's just get right out of the
Yes.
right off and say stars exploded billions of years ago. They accumulated and it formed other planets, and that's what we are. It's amazing that any of us are even here today, let alone an age. No, you don't agree with that?
No.
What do you think happened?
Jesus put us on this earth. And
Okay.
Brought Adam and Eve. They had sex, and that's how we came here. There's nothing to do about Ziggy Stardust or planets. There was no Big Bang. Jesus made everything.
You're talking about like thousands of years ago versus millions and billions.
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's millions of... Cindy, I think, is upset. Yeah, I don't believe there's millions of years ago. I think it was just about 2,000.
Okay, well, you and I have never really talked about this.
We've done really good. There's 3 things we don't talk about.
First one.
Politics.
Right. Second one.
Religion.
And the third.
Her.
I'm not going to touch it. That's one thing. I mean, we're dancing around religion right now, but I'm not going to talk about anything else. What do you guys think? Are you split on the issue?
I don't know how, Doug, we've never really talked about it either. It's been a long relationship. That's how we've lived.
Yes.
No politics, no religion, no her
So,
either.
so potentially,
Yeah.
we could be driving a wedge between the two of you right now with this question about
Well,
whether or not we're
I
Stardust.
hope not. We'll find out, Doug.
In my culture, it is always nice for the lady to go first. So
Wow.
I like that. So no, I completely agree with Stardust, and I think your ideas about Jesus are, while interesting, you have to go all the way in the sense that if Jesus is the creator, then it was immaculate conception, right? But
Yeah, did you ever see that catch? It was amazing. They won the Super Bowl. But I digress. You know what? I broke a Couch Pilots rule.
What's that?
I didn't talk about politics.
Pollock sticks.
Yes, I didn't talk about politics, and I didn't talk about her.
Okay.
But I made the mistake and talked about religion.
Well, we're gonna wrap it. Doug, I need to know. What do you think?
I thought I might have dodged that bullet.
No, no. Can't pull that one by me.
You can't have a gun on the plane.
Yep. Yeah.
It's kind of a number. There's 4 rules. No guns. No, don't talk about politics.
No Pollock sticks.
No talk about religion or her.
I believe that at some point we were created by whatever you want to call it, whether it be 6 months ago or 6 billion years ago. There are too many things that say the planet is older than 6,000 years, but call it what you will. I call him Steve.
You call him Steve, and potentially you said up to even 6 months ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not a math man. I make bread, not math.
I have a pachinko machine.
Cool.
That tells all the... Anyway, I digress.
Well, you know what? That's not what this show's about, talking about where we came from. I respect all of your opinions, but we're going to have to move forward. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Why did we choose this show? Now, there's three... I mean, we just talked about three things we don't talk about.
Right.
But there are also three things that we look to when deciding what we're going to watch.
Right. When we're going to watch a pilot, there's three things we need to decide. A, was it a pilot that did not go to series?
B.
Could we find it on the internet?
C.
It was free. Those
Right.
three things have to happen for us to be able to talk about this show. Case in point, Jake and the Fat Man.
Right. Great show.
Great show.
I would love to do a podcast on it. I'd love to watch it on here, but we can't.
Nope.
Why can't we watch it on
Because it was not a failed pilot.
It was arguably the most successful television show of all time, Jake and the Fat Man.
Yep.
But we're not going to watch it here.
Nope.
No. So now you're probably at home listening to us saying, where can I watch this? Well, you can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then by clicking on one of our classically blue links in our show notes. Or you can go to YouTube and search Coneheads-Cartoon, and it will be found by you if you do that. It's that simple.
Cindy,
That's easy.
you've been on the internet quite a few times in your life. Mm-hmm. And have you ever seen a red link?
A red link?
A red hyperlink?
Something you could
No.
click on, like a link that's underlined and
actually.
red in font.
Okay. Have you ever seen a blue hyperlink?
All the time.
Those are the only ones you are to click on.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
I can stick with that.
It's for your safety.
And Doug's.
Yes.
Well, I always have Doug's safety in mind.
She's a very smart woman.
Thanks, Doug.
You're welcome, Pookie.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Uh-oh.
Sit down, Doug. Doug, sit down, please. Man, John looks like he's got pep in his step today.
He's got pep in his step, and I tell you, the further we get in the air, the smaller he gets. I don't know how he does that.
I don't know. It's some kind of Stardust Spec Jesus thing.
Stardust Spec Jesus is the name of the show we watched today. It is based on an SNL sketch. It's about the Coneheads who come to conquer Earth, but they soon find themselves becoming domesticated. Pretty good summary.
Sure.
A lot of these summaries are pretty good. A lot of these summaries really summarize.
Well, yeah, because I mean, when I find that when I'm in the cockpit and I'm bearing down, in the cockpit, that I sometimes get wordy.
Yeah.
And these summaries don't. They tell you to go in and out, and they
Right.
say this is what it's about. Boom. And
Let's cut to the chase.
right.
In and out.
That's right, Cindy. Exactly. In and out.
That's the way I like it.
That's the way.
I like it.
Facts. It's so easy to find these shows and watch them, and then we can just put our hands together, wash our hands, and walk away, but we don't stop there. There's so much information out there that we gather them up into this section of the show, maybe even playfully called, because we don't stick to what it's actually called. The section's called Interesting Facts.
That's correct. One of the fan favorite highlights of this show.
It's a hallmark of this program. Absolutely.
What's that mean?
It means it's like...
A staple?
It's like a piece of paper folded in half, and then you got to pay like $6 for it. And someone wrote something.
Oh, but when
stupid.
you open it, it like makes the cute little noises.
If you want to pay $9 for it, yeah, overcharged greeting cards.
Remember, when we say interesting facts, we tell you some facts. It is not for us to say if they're interesting or not. We don't judge a fact based on its weight, height, gender preference.
Sexual orientation,
color. These are just facts. And it's not for us to decide what to do with those facts. It's the listeners. Cindy, Doug, I know you guys listen to the show a lot, and you know this rule. And so when you're at home and you're listening, you can judge that fact. Mm-hmm. You can say, oh, that's an interesting fact. On the plane, we can't. So please just take the facts in, make a mental note of them.
Yep.
And you guys could discuss your opinions later on. Okay?
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds great.
We just want to brace you for that.
Right.
Okay?
We've had some issues in the past where I have stated a fact was interesting, and
I nearly lost my mind.
he hit me, and
Oh my god.
our relationship has been kind of strained since
Have
then.
we already started?
I don't know if that's interesting or I'm supposed to care.
Yeah, is this the interesting fact?
This is not an interesting fact.
Oh.
He hasn't actually started, but we're segueing into that. I'm probably over bantering today.
Well, I'm interested.
Okay.
That's for sure.
On me getting hit? Thank you, Cindy. That's really sweet of you.
It was an open fist, and he got the business side, and that's fine. He knows better than to tell me whether or not something's interesting. He did it anyway. He knew the consequences of his action. I fully expect him to do that to me if I give my opinion about a fact. But you won't find me doing that because I know the section's called interesting facts, and I know not to comment on them. I want to present them to you. That's it. Take them in.
Right.
Do whatever the hell you want with them, but don't do it here. Okay?
I'm cool.
All right.
Okay.
I agree.
Are you cool, Doug?
Yeah,
I
we're
am fine.
cool.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Coneheads.
So cool.
Spun off from Saturday Night Live from 1975. It said it was a special, but it was based on the reoccurring sketch from the program. Now, again, this is something where we are taking a look at it because it's a failed pilot. So potentially this was going to be a series. It references God and God created woman. It was a poster on the wall. Did you guys happen to catch that when you were watching it? Okay.
There was also a Bob Dylan one.
You know what? It doesn't even mention that in the facts. That's a good fact, though, you brought to the table.
Thanks. I found it interesting.
I haven't commented once.
I plead the fifth.
Hold on a second. Why do you...
No, that's not... I know what? I brought the fact.
okay.
I brought the fact to the show. Mm-hmm. I brought a fact to the show.
So what?
I brought it because it was interesting. You're stating facts. They're already here, and I'm not commenting on those. It's okay if I bring a new fact into the plane and I state the fact. It's okay. I can say it. It's interesting.
I don't... Okay, we're getting into territory that I'm not comfortable with. We have not talked specifically about this. Off the record, what you said is totally interesting. I really like that fact a lot. I think it's a great fact.
Thank you
but you can't do that here. You can't just bring facts in and then declare that they're interesting. That's not what this section is
a bad
about.
idea.
What part? What's wrong, Doug? Do you need another drink?
No, I am good. Thank you.
Okay.
Is there anything we can get you, Doug?
No.
We just want to make sure you're comfortable
I
during
am
the flight.
perfectly comfortable.
You don't look comfortable. You're sweating a little bit about the brow.
Oh, it's the height.
It's the height?
Yes, I looked out the window. It's not good.
You knew you were getting on a plane, though, right?
Normally, I take boats.
Okay. Well, that's a
Talked about
different show
it, but
altogether.
We've never been on it. Yeah.
No, I don't dare take her on a boat.
We're just going to do the breathing that we talked
Yes.
about, right? Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, because to join the Mile High Club, you have to be on a plane. It doesn't count.
We thought that's why we tried to do it ahead of time to
Yes.
see if it would count.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to table this discussion.
Okay,
You and I.
all right.
We're not done, though. I'm not done with you.
It's semantics.
I'm not sure you know what that means. Okay. Also referenced in the show was the Untouchables from the 1959 television series. Beldar and Primat. Is it Primat? I thought it was Primek.
I thought it was Primek too, but it sounded like it said Primat. It sounded with a T, but there was an X in there. It's XX. I think if you look at it, it's XX, isn't it?
Yes.
In IMDb.
They're watching the Untouchables, and then during the show, Dan Aykroyd does his Elliot Ness voice. Good for you, Dan. This cartoon and just the Coneheads in general was spoofed in a 1993 adult film called The Dickheads.
Ooh.
Have anyone seen The Dickheads?
No, but I think I'd like to.
What would you
Yeah.
imagine, Cindy, The Dickheads is about as an adult film?
I would assume instead of cones, they have dicks on their head, and
Safe to say?
They fuck each other with it.
fuck other people. I mean, women. I'm assuming, or someone with an opening.
Yeah.
Any
It just
orifice
seems like
will
that
do.
would be. Yeah, but it seems like it'd be so large. That's
That's
my
what
one
she said.
concern. Yeah.
I imagine it is just like a person, but like a penis unicorn. Just like kind of dangling off the forehead.
Ah, there you go.
But how pleasurable would that be to be like thrusting your head into a crotch or like an anus?
Well, they have those like chin dildos that people strap onto their chin, and they do that.
Talking about pharaohs? Are you like pharaohs? Like back in the day, they had those big.
No, I'm talking about dildos that go on your chin.
What? No way.
They step to your face and you do these.
That's right. And then you can eat.
Doug. I didn't know you knew that.
I have the internet.
But you pay for it.
I know.
She does.
Yeah.
I imagine the adult version of this movie would be a bunch of mean people named Richard that just go around and being mean to each other.
Really? Okay, so it's a double play on that, because if you're a dickhead, you're mean.
Yes.
But you're also a dick if you're a Richard.
Yes.
Okay. I agree with that. I don't know why that would be an adult film.
Well,
but
it's not for they say the dirty words and they do the
hokey pokey?
well, and they turn themselves around. But it's more of an adult comedy, not
Right.
for children like this cartoon was.
And okay. I may have read that wrong. I just thought my mind immediately went to pornography.
Speaking of pornography,
what are we looking at here? Are
we're looking at those chin dildos.
You brought up chin dildos. One looks like a Marilyn Manson type.
Can we get the one where he looks like a unicorn?
Wow. I'm sorry. I taken this off target a lot. I apologize.
Is there any pizza you want to eat during this broadcast?
No, actually, I'm not going to eat pizza this time.
Okay.
But I had a buddy, Andy, long ago. He said, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" I said, "Yes, I would love to do a podcast."
There's pizza involved.
Another reason not to spend time with my wife at the time. And so, the first episode, I was doing an interview, and I was just chowing down on some pizza.
Yeah.
And I sent the file to him. Back then, you had to do it carrier pigeon. So my carrier pigeon, woo 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 woo,
like a little flash drive to its leg.
Yep, and that meant when I said woo 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 woo, that means go to Andy's house. Go to Andy's house. So he would get in the V with a flying geese,
Right.
and he would get in like
Formation.
a draft with him,
Oh yeah, that's smart.
and he would drop every night. You know, Andy was outside waiting
Every night.
every night.
Wow.
I did one show a month, but every night Andy would wait for that pigeon, and he called me up. Back then it was a rotary phone. And I was like, "Yo," and I was like, "How's it going, man?" He said, "Dude, I love the podcast. It's probably going to get millions. See it now. You'll spend thousands of dollars on it, but dude, you can't eat pizza.
The one caveat.
You can't eat pizza."
And you've never done it since.
Until 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Then I ate pizza.
And that is a fact. Two more quick facts. This was written by Al Frankin.
Yes.
Was it former Senator Al Frankin? Is that right? He was a senator, wasn't he?
He was a senator. I don't know if he still is or not. How long can you be a senator?
I think it's 6 years.
Because you can only be a pilot for
Well, that's your term, but you can continue to be a
Right.
senator over
over and over and over. It's not like a president.
Yeah, exactly. There's no term limits for a
Right.
senator.
Al Frankin with SNL from almost the very beginning, if not the very beginning, and he went on to do characters like Stuart Smalley, the motivational guy, and I think there's even a horrible Stuart Smalley movie.
There was
if I
a
remember
Stuart Smalley
correctly.
movie.
Are you familiar with Stuart Smalley, Cindy?
Oh, not a bit. No, I've never heard of Stuart Smalley.
I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Have you heard that before?
Oh, that sounds nice.
It is very nice.
But I've never heard it before.
Saccharine sweet, often a little ignorant or naive character, but a great talent for SNL for many years. He went ahead and wrote this along with some other guy that I'm not going to mention because I don't remember his name and I don't care to remember it.
I just got handed some factual information
About the dickheads?
No, about Al Franken. He is still a U.S. Senator for Minnesota,
Al Frankenstein?
and he has been since 2009.
Is that it?
He's been married to Fran since 1975.
Good deal.
Great
Oh.
guy. Great guy.
Alan Fran.
His marriage is an inspiration.
It really is.
He's
It really
Hope our
is.
marriage can last as long as that, Doug.
me too.
Oh, you guys are married. I thought it was just
Well, not yet, but we hope that it will.
You know what? I don't want to press anything,
Uh-huh.
but Captain Rest Assure here is legally licensed to marry couples.
I can do it on the flight today.
We can do it right now. You say the word. I'll let you guys think about it. All
All
right?
right.
No pressure.
After the facts.
Does that count as an interesting fact?
I don't think I can be much clearer when I say that any facts presented here are for you to absorb and to take with you. And then, I don't care. Go home and on a steno pad, write down your thoughts on it. Say it out loud. Record it. You could create your own podcast simply responding to our facts. And
Just call it interesting facts.
Yeah. But I do not want... I don't want any adjectives related to these facts.
Okay.
Or even adverbs. Or prepositions, as a matter of fact.
How about pronouns?
I'll take a pronoun.
For 500, Alex.
produced by Lorne Michaels, the mastermind behind SNL from the very beginning, except for within the 5 years they took off from SNL, I think 80 to 85.
Right.
In which case, this came out in 83, so what the hell does that mean?
Means he still had his hand in Saturday Night Live. He might say that he was gone, but he still had his hand in the workings, in the cogs, so to speak.
You know, I feel like if I put
his
my hand...
finger was still greased up. His finger was lubed.
That sounds so dangerous to be in the cogs like that.
That's exactly what I was
Hands
thinking.
all in
Like,
it.
your hand would get eaten up if you had him in the cogs. But, you know, I mean, he's Canadian, so I can't
Right.
necessarily speak to that.
How are you to make bread without hands? I do not understand.
Not everyone makes bread.
I've never made bread in my life.
You should try it. It's very rewarding.
What is your most popular bread that you make?
I make a very tasty banana nut.
God damn it.
This is Philip Ressisher, the podcasting guy. He hates bananas. Did you know that?
No.
You didn't bring any banana bread aboard?
No. Security would not let me in with food.
See, DSJ knows not to. No, he says no firearms on, no banana related products. Not even runts that are banana shaped.
Oh, no. My wife had some earlier, the stewardess.
That's not getting in the air.
What?
Those banana runts aren't getting into the air.
Right.
With us.
She had them in the captain's club, and she had a little Ziploc bag, and she was eating them.
Out the door.
And even in DSJ, because she was still coming out of the captain's club, getting ready to board, and she had them. And even after I said no, because, you know, a wife never does what it's supposed to.
Tell me about it.
And DSJ stepped in front of her,
Glowing cones
a-waggling. And she'll do anything he says. She feels so bad for him. So she put him down.
You don't cross DSJ. I mean, you can't. You can do it once, but you'll never do it again.
Right, exactly.
You'll never do it again.
Never, ever.
All right, let's stop fucking around. Let's talk about the show. Let's break down this pilot.
So we're done with facts.
The
Just so you guys
facts
know.
section
Okay.
over.
Can I make judgments now?
No. Okay. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you go to the bathroom and take a minute? You obviously need it. We're going to get started without you.
Okay.
All right, don't forget to flush twice. The show opens on Remulac. As far as I know, a real place.
Let me look. Hold on.
Let's wait till Doug gets back.
I don't see on any of the flight maps.
No, it's like we orbit Earth only.
Oh,
This is a different planet.
oh, my bad.
What did I miss?
Remulac, is that a real place?
Not that I am aware of.
Is there a city named Remulac in your godforsaken country?
No.
No? Okay. This show suffers from a laugh track that I do not care for.
Yeah, laugh track-anitis is one of the things that bothers you most.
Right.
There's only been one time that you've enjoyed a laugh track, and that was during Action Family, where Chris Elliott intentionally made it obnoxious. But other than that, you find it very, 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 very annoying. It's like a laugh rash.
You have accurately spoken about my feelings about laugh
Did
tracks.
I give a good summary of it?
Yes, you did. I appreciate that. Do you guys, Cindy and Doug, how do you feel about laugh tracks?
I'm not a fan of them as well. And this one felt very as though it was pretending to be real laughter because they continued with their lines over the laugh track.
Right.
So it felt like they were just like, oh, we're going to put it in there as though people were really laughing at this on a cartoon.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel the laugh tracks take me away from the actual jokes.
Right.
Because I do not understand all things due to language and
There's a language
culture.
barrier.
Yes.
Sure.
So I feel that some of the jokes that I might find are funny, there's no laugh track, and there are some too other, and I just don't know.
It's saying, hey, you
should laugh at this.
You laugh here.
I don't want to.
And you're not necessarily ready to do that.
No.
What a commitment we're supposed to be making to something we're not even sure about.
Yeah, and who's to say that what they said was actually funny in the first place?
Right. And you know what really makes me mad is it feels like we're supposed to be in front of a live studio audience. This is a cartoon.
Right. When we watched Mini Monsters, it was heavy on laugh track too, and you had pointed that out.
Yeah, that was very upsetting to me. But they're in outer space. The two main characters, Dan Aykroyd and I think Jane Curtin, playing Beldar and Primac. They come and they talk to the king or the president or whatever he is.
Yeah, he was. I got confused. He was like the higher power guy.
Yes, I think that's what they call him a lot later, is higher power.
But he had a really long names like it was like the whole description of him.
Ruler of
Is
the
Andy
7
leaving?
galaxies, I believe.
8.
You're leaving?
8 galaxies? I thought it
Okay.
was 7, and then it went
Good
down
to
to
see you, man.
6.
He's
It
gonna
went 7,
be-
8, and then 6.
He's technically jumping out of the plane. We've never had this happen.
Andy,
I got my parachute on.
Andy has a parachute to jump out of the plane.
I gotta go to Sam's Club.
We'll fly him right over Sam's Club. See you guys.
Later. Wow, that was awesome. Look at-
Incredible.
oh, sweet. He just pulled it, and it has a big rainbow on the top of it. That is awesome.
What does that mean?
Huh? It means he loves life.
He sure
Sorry,
does.
I digressed.
Is he not Brian Posehn-esque?
Very Brian Posehn-esque.
Okay. Higher power is sitting in a throne, and he stands up from the throne to reveal. Did anyone else catch this about the throne?
nope.
The throne is a naked woman.
No.
Really?
The throne is a naked woman. Go back and watch it. The curves of the hips and the breasts. This is a naked woman. This is one of a handful of things that says to me, "Hey, this isn't for kids."
Wow, I did not notice that. That's
No, I
awesome.
didn't notice
you have
that
a
either.
keen eye.
When it comes to identifying breasts and or vaginas,
Hey-o.
I absolutely have a keen eye.
Sure, I
have
gotcha.
an eagle eye. They sent them to Earth. They said, "Hey, guess what? I need you to go to Earth. We're going to conquer this thing. We need to. I don't know if they use it for fuel or some sort of station or whatever."
Yeah, they're
the hell
like,
it is.
you're going to go to Earth. You're going to enslave all these people. They're going to build this big space station so we can come down there and suck it of all its natural resources or something.
Yep.
Slave was really thrown around a few times.
Yes.
It was the 80s, so.
Yeah, I think slavery had just been abolished in the early '80s, so
Right.
there's a lot of still
At,
loose
at
talk.
least in my country.
Right.
Right.
Now,
Yes.
Doug, did you find this part of it offensive?
I understand that these country you're allowed to say
Whatever the hell
whatever
you
you
want.
want.
a lot of freedom.
So in my country that would never have happened, but in these it's nice that can happen.
Sure,
So no,
sure.
I was not offended.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for sharing your honesty.
You are welcome.
First of all, having the original voices of
Right.
Danny Aykroyd, Jane Curtin, and the daughter as well,
Laraine Newman.
Laraine Newman, that was cool. Like, that helped me.
Yes,
Like,
I like that.
we had already seen the characters on Saturday Night Live, except Heather and Doug because they're too young. And then we saw the movie.
Right.
So for the cartoon to come out, it almost had to have it. The voices. We already know those voices of Beldar and Permac, whatever her name is.
Prilosec.
Probably say OTC. Mm-hmm. OGB.
You know what? Something else I noticed, like they're wearing space clothes or futuristic clothes, but they're also wearing sneakers. Did you notice this? They're just wearing high tops.
It's about
Yeah,
comfort.
that was something that Doug noticed.
They were wearing Converse All Stars.
Yes.
And, one was blue and the other was orange.
That's right.
Wow.
And why-
Doug, you're doing very well.
Thank you.
For being somebody that doesn't speak English very well, you're interpreting a lot of great stuff in this.
Can I point something else out about their wardrobe?
Please.
They kind of looked like what you would call clans members, and that did defend me a little bit.
And the cone-shaped head didn't help
yes,
either, right?
I was very confused by
so
this.
you were defended by this.
A little bit, yes.
That's a good observation. Personally, I do have ties to the white power community, but I didn't even make that connection.
Wow, I didn't either. And in the beginning of this, it's very apparent that Beldar and Prilosec OTC, they bicker a lot. They're a bickering couple. She tells him to shut up, and
You don't have to bite off my cone.
right.
That's what she says.
And as they're on their way to Earth, and they're in the spaceship, and it starts to go wrong, and they don't know. Like it's very like the directions, like a husband and wife traveling. They're arguing about directions. Oh, you missed that exit over there. It was
A lot of bickering.
a lot of bickering. So, like you said, there's a naked girl shaped chair.
Right.
There's a relationship bickering between a husband and a wife. So far, this screams adult to me.
Yep. And it keeps saying maintain low tones.
Oh yes, and I said that all night long to Molly after that.
How'd that
I
go?
bet you did.
She just kept getting louder.
Can someone please explain that to me?
Maintain low tones.
Yes.
I personally cannot.
Yeah,
either of you guys.
You're Cindy.
Yeah.
I think this is really something because you guys are in a relationship. For me
I
to
can
do it would
explain
kind of.
So it's kind of a trope that a gentleman would tell like a lady to like be quiet, like you're being loud, or like tone it down. Like tone it down is what you would say here. But they
okay.
said maintain low tones in the sense that you're being too loud, like you're arguing too loud or,
Or like-
talking too loud.
Right, like you're not putting your face in front of the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That too.
Yeah,
Like-
you could do that. In my country, we really do not have those issues. Everyone's very, very quiet.
Mellow.
We're very relaxed.
You seem very quiet and relaxed yourself.
Yeah, and a lot of drugs for
Oh,
the
jeez.
calmness and the flying.
Oh,
I
Dramamine.
Yes,
Prilosec.
You should hear Doug, though, when he hits those slots.
Yes.
He does get boisterous. He goes like, what?
Yeah, I'm like,
He's like, what? Is
I
that
go, oh,
Yeah, exactly like
the
that.
slot machines?
yes.
You're,
I go, oh.
You're like gambling.
But sometimes I like a game of chance,
Sure.
which is why I came to America to make the bread.
That's life's biggest chance.
Yes.
So they're bickering a lot, and they accidentally land on the moon first. And then this is the intro of the show. The audience loves it. The audience is going. They're applauding. They're going crazy. They love that they landed on the moon first, and they're stranded temporarily.
Right, and it was weird. It was like the intro song and came out 5 minutes after the show had already started. Like it instantly, like, oh, here's a spaceship going to a planet. Oh, you're on Remulac. Oh, there's this stuff going on. Oh, we forgot to mention this is the name of the show. This is the theme song.
And I like the theme too, the opening, because it was. First of all, it's all synthesized. It sounded like some Devo shit.
Right.
And also, it was a montage of stuff that happens in that episode.
Sure.
But you don't usually see that with cartoons.
Sure.
You know, that's not usually what. But it's trying to stay true almost to like a regular sitcom almost. You know what I mean?
What was the thing that Spock played with his hands
On Star Trek? I have no idea.
The guy from Big Bang Theory played it too.
Yes, it uses electricity to waves and fields and things.
A
Yeah.
homophone?
Something I don't remember the name. Can I make another observation?
Please, yeah. Jump in anytime you
We have
like.
plenty of time,
Oh,
Doug.
thank you. I feel that because we have seen them on the SNL and in the movie,
Yep.
they did not have to put that they're the Coneheads right away in the beginning because we already can identify with their pointy phallic like heads. So maybe that is why they chose 5 minutes into the show to be like, hey, look, intro music, yay.
Oh,
I agree. I think the Coneheads had taken the nation by storm by 1983, and by 5 minutes in, it didn't bother me at all.
sure.
But so they finally get to Earth. They land in the water. and-
Neeps.
What's that?
Neeps.
Is that what they kept saying?
Yeah, that's what that was. That was like them saying shit was like every time they wanted to say shit, they would say neeps.
I imagined it was like every time in South Park when they go rabble, 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 like all the people
yeah.
get mad, and so it was the same
Rabble.
idea. Like they were like, this is bickering.
They took our jobs.
Doug. Very good. Beldar's been working on a speech that he's going to give to the planet to basically say, hey, you know what? We're here. We're queer. We're taking over the planet. And when they land in the water...
Sorry, Dave.
Oh, hey. Sorry, Dave. Beldar loses his speech. Everything that he's been working on gets ruined. And so they have to swim to the surface. And again, you hear that synthesized Devo-style music.
Sure. And one of the things that that happened in this part that I knew that you would get, that I don't think our passenger Cindy and Doug would get, is he's preparing his speech and he's like, "I'm Beldar, the timekeeper."
The timekeeper, yes.
And I got a chuckle out of that, not because it had anything to do with Coneheads, but we know the timekeeper on Comedy Bang Bang. And so that's
Yes.
where I got a chuckle.
There's a character on there that's very...
Yes,
Doug.
I am aware of the Comedy Bang Bang.
Okay, all right, that's great.
I do have the internet that she pays for.
How much money do you make when you make bread? I mean,
Oh, yeah. What do you sell your bread for?
On the gluten-free, vegan-friendly bread is like $12.75 a loaf.
wow.
That's not bad. That's not
And
bad.
she's paying for the internet?
Well, yes, she makes a lot of money.
Well-
I'd be happy to, but she's like, you've worked hard all day. I manage stocks and do important things, and you work with your hands. So I will pay the. Don't get me wrong. I pay the water bill.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like I use a lot of water.
a lot of laundry.
No, because for the bread and the baking, you have to use a lot of water.
Oh, I thought because you had a water bed.
No, we do shower though.
Together?
That's- sometimes.
Nice.
Do you guys have a waterbed?
No,
no
Okay.
water beds.
it's
no.
bad for your back.
They wouldn't let us have it in the apartment we had
No.
either. Mm-hmm.
Plus,
One time I lived on the third floor of an apartment building, and they let me have a king size water bed. They were
No, they
idiots.
didn't,
My
yeah.
brother lived right below me, but that was the weirdest thing.
Did
You're
you
like,
break
all
it?
right, I'm excited about
What?
it.
Did you break it?
No.
Then you did not water bed correctly.
Heyo.
Oh, I got stingers.
So when they land, they come across some dogs, and I think kind of confuse them with human beings or the intelligent life forms of the planet. But then the dogs scare them to go hide in Louie's TV repair, and they impress Louie by fixing some of his TVs. He's got this whole backlog of televisions that need to be fixed that are just sitting there waiting.
Yeah, they come out of the Jersey filthy water, and they almost get ran over by a car.
Yep.
These dogs start barking at him, chase him into this trailer park. It's very important that we know that the Coneheads started off their lives in a trailer park with Louie. They go in, they break in. Louie hears something, hears the dogs. Go ahead.
It is actually not New Jersey. It is Chicago. They crashed into Lake Michigan because they go through the 2 honeycomb towers that is over by the House of Blues.
I thought there was a sign that said New Jersey welcomes safe.
When I don't want to spoil if it's okay.
No, please.
When they are told later on in the episode to go to New York, they end up relocating to New Jersey.
Okay.
That's true,
I
that's
didn't
true.
catch this. Okay. Fair
Cool.
enough.
Doug, thank you for that fact.
Yes.
And I should have known because I've had broken TVs in the past, and I've had to drive all the way to Chicago to get them
Yes.
fixed by Louie. So I should have known
He's a
that.
nice guy, although he does look a little like the Bernie Sanders.
A little bit.
See, Doug is just great at picking these things out.
Yes.
See, where I would watch something and I could clearly pick out a naked woman in a throne or on the television, just something real quick, and say, oh, naked woman, there's easily some breasts. You can pick out aging white men running for office.
Yes.
So fantastic. Both skills that have financial opportunities. For
I do see a lot of aging white men in the bread industry.
Yeah, I bet.
So Louie comes in, here's the racket, comes in and sees them and all these TVs. And Beldar's like, oh, these are just,
Primitive.
So primitive, blah, 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 blah. Fixes them, licks a bulb or something. And Louie's like, hey, I could use the help around here. Tell you what, I'll pay you under the table. By the way, where are you from?
Where are they from, guys?
They are
France.
from France.
That's right.
They see London.
Was there a joke there that I missed as to why he said the old man said that he was from France? Was that a Nazi joke? Was that
No.
what was that?
The contrary to popular belief, I have seen the SNL skit. I do like the comedies, as you know. In the skit, they always said, "When you are from, we are from France."
Right.
Oh,
That is
okay.
where. So they not to know that they are not from the planet Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That is a common joke. A lot of the jokes are rehashed from the show and from the movie. But that is one definitely that has done that. And then also, I think the old man says something about someone else being from France. Like, oh, yeah, we're from France too.
Right.
So they're fixing all these TVs for him. Louie's business is booming because they're fixing them in like a half hour. It's a quick turnaround. And to cover up their massive cone heads, they're wearing elf hats, which to me is perfect.
Right.
That's the perfect thing to cover up their big cone heads.
I was like, oh, I've got an issue with this big, huge, pointy head. You can put on a pilot helmet. Guess what?
Nope, not going to cut it.
Not going to cut it. You can put on a cowboy hat. Definitely
No.
going to make you look out of place.
Not even it's a 50-gallon. Not even that.
Oh, no.
What about the he was the president? He wore the Abraham Lincoln hat.
A stove pop.
Yes,
Stove
the
top.
very tall one. You could and be
Yeah,
like,
I would. Yeah, that'd be a great one too. I think.
I don't think Abraham Lincoln was alive yet
no.
when they came, so they
That's
probably
true.
hadn't invented that hat yet.
That's true. That was invented specifically for Abraham Lincoln.
And he freed the slaves in the 80s.
oh, he's a good man then.
He is a good man.
They're all about eating fried chicken and drinking cans and cans of beer, and then the miracle of life happens.
Before we get into that, I have a
sorry.
question. No, it's fine. I want to go back to the elf hats real quick. Every time I see an elf, they have these big pointy hats on. I don't think I've ever seen an elf without a pointy hat. Are elves coneheads?
Cindy?
I'm going to say yes. There was that elf that was interested in being a dentist, which makes me think that he had technical abilities.
Right.
Which I could see him being just as technically skilled as the other Coneheads featured.
Okay. Doug, are you familiar with the concept of elves?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you seen them with the pointy hats?
Well, in my country, they have snaggly teeth, and they usually eat babies.
Oh,
So they do not wear pointy hats.
wow.
Oh, okay. So
And
this
not
is
aware of your Americanized
Not the mama?
elves. What? No, I'm not the mama. I am a man. She will be the mama. Someday, not yet.
Not today.
Not today.
Maybe after today.
He can get you married, and he can get you pregnant during this flight. So,
Yes.
2 birds.
One flight.
One plane. Yep, one plane. You got it.
But you're right. They go.
Holy cow.
They go home and they start drinking a ton of beer. And they said, "Has your sleep phase begun?" And basically, she's saying, "Hey, you want to mess around a little bit." Just another reason this is not for kids.
Yeah, it's very sultry and seductive, and like they have these little things that go around their heads. But quickly,
I don't even know how quickly it is because I feel like it jumps around time a ton.
Mm-hmm.
right. I was going to say because that was the last of the scenes where things were going. Then all of a sudden, boom! Next scene, she's in labor. We're seeing an alien, Conehead alien, having labor. Cindy, you're a woman.
I am a woman.
That's a fact.
Uh-huh.
That's an interesting fact.
Thank
It
you.
is to me.
And have you experienced childbirth in the past?
I have not experienced childbirth in the past, no.
What about in the future? Have you experienced childbirth in the future?
I hope to. I guess is all I can say at this point.
And what will it be like?
Well, I have no idea, but I'm assuming excruciating.
What is a senso ring?
It's like their vibrator, right?
Right, it's like a vibrator.
Oh,
Like
it
a
is.
cock ring.
Okay, I didn't know if it was something that's supposed to like stimulate and prepare like we're trying
seemed
we're trying to get pregnant, so I'm using the senso.
It seemed real.
Why would you put a ring in a rooster?
Oh,
I
is the language barrier thing.
Yes.
I got this one. A cock is another word for a penis. Male genitalia.
Oh, I know.
So
I'm
it's-
just flabbergasted.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that.
Okay. What do you think about that, Blake?
That he's flabbergasted?
Yeah.
But
I think I love Dougie. Can I call you Dougie?
you may.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sure that's what she calls you at times.
No, she calls me much better. Literally, she calls me much better.
Much better.
Her ex was not nice.
You have your ex-husband or a boyfriend?
My ex-lover.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, good.
I'm glad he wasn't nice. Good on him.
All of a sudden, she's given birth, but instead of the old, like in the old movies and whatever, they put a big blanket down in the nethers. They do it on the head because the baby's coming out of the head.
Yeah, that is so crazy. The cone head is such a significant part of
Everything.
everything, like how they eat, how they have sex, how they have babies, and
It's almost like they didn't need the rest of their bodies on certain
Right.
levels.
Essentially, the cone is their genitals at this point. This is what we're finding out. They glow when they're horny. They put vibrating rings on them, and babies come out.
they about 6 years pass after the delivery of the baby, and then comes Connie. The whole time they're trying to build a communication device to get a hold of
Home.
of Romular.
Bueller.
And
Romulus?
so finally, they get it to where it works, and they get a hold of the High Master. Mm-hmm. And he says, "Have you completed your mission yet?"
I said, nope, we have not.
No, we've been fucking around, having sex and stuff, and fixing VCRs and TVs. He's like, "Well, you need to get your ass over to New Jersey, and set up and start making this landing place for all these spaceships."
Get ready for us because we're coming in. They say, all right. So they, what are they? They go to the suburbs, and they have some Jewish neighbors, and they bring over a nice coffee ring. And they think, why are you showing this in front of my kid? Because their daughter's there.
Right. They're like, hey, there's kids present. Why are you bringing that filthy,
'Cause
slotty...
they've mistaken it for one of their dirty sex toys.
And then they sit very bizarrely with the couple in between them.
It's like a love seat that they cram 4 people on, and they like sandwich them on either side.
And they look lovingly into their neighbor's eyes. I mean, if you're going to introduce yourself to somebody, you want to look lovingly into their eyes so you know that you're not going to be stabbed.
Amen to that. Amen.
I don't know what kind of horrors you experience in your own country, but
And something I also... It's the Paisners, was their names. It was Barry and Sherry.
okay.
Sherry had a rack. I don't know if you noticed this, but Sherry showed some cleavage.
She had some tickle bitties out for sure.
I know we were hidden from her face for a good period of time, so it was sort of a big reveal.
Oh, yeah, it was...
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
Yeah.
It was interesting that the breasticles were not the reveal. The face was the reveal.
Right.
And it is not normally something that they do in the cartoons. They usually go top down, not bottom up.
Yep.
So I enjoyed that. I'm not going to lie.
Did you go bottom up?
All the time.
Right on.
What's the word? Giggity? Yes.
Yeah, that is the word.
Okay.
At this point, the daughter is now 16, and at no point during the show do they say, "Hey, 6 years later, 10 years later."
No,
it's
just boom, boom.
We have to think that this daughter is aging at Earth appropriate time, and now she's about like 16 years old, I guess. Their house is a mess. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
everywhere.
And she was like doing the vacuuming, and like it wasn't sucking up, so she actually ripped off the hose and started sucking herself. And I thought to myself, that's a good woman to have right there.
But do they even have genitalia?
Yes,
She can suck on the top of his cone.
Oh.
it's like one of these.
Doug, do that again. Do that again.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, whatever. I feel like you are the mocking.
No, not at all. I wish I could do that.
Me too.
So Connie's she's bummed out. She doesn't understand where am I from? They're like from France, and then finally they're like, you know what, you're old enough now. 'Cause she's like, hey, I'm going to go on a date. This guy's going to pick me up. I'm going to go on a date. And they're like, no, you can't go on a date. Why? What's wrong with me? You're from space. And she's like, oh boy. And they explain to her that she's an alien, but she doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, they said we're trying to find a way home. She's like, no, this is where all my friends are. I just want to groove and hang out.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. Groove and hang out. It's amazing how many times a flight we write the same thing down.
It is amazing.
You two are like indie sinks.
We were the 6th and 7th members respectively of the boy band NSYNC. That is correct.
Oh, that's why you guys sit in the cockpit together. Because
she made me funny.
I like it.
But
So Connie's heading out for a date, and they kind of tell her where she's from and what their plans are, and they contact the High Master, and the Conehead, he keeps fluctuating how many galaxies he's in charge of.
Right.
I don't know if you noticed that. It's kind of a little ongoing joke. And then he says, you know what? Some things happen with these galaxies. I can't really send you any help. You guys are going to be stuck.
right, the Star Cruisers are not coming. We've got cuts in the budget. We can't come get you. Then it cuts to Connie and her date Ronnie, ironically, right? Just change one letter in the name. Just
Connie and Ronnie.
real original there, Mr. Frankin. And they're parking, and all of a sudden they start French kissing.
He says, give me some of those French kisses.
Yes. And I was like, whoa. And to me it implies that they had sex.
Well, I think later you find out she had a senso ring,
Yep.
so something was going on there. Mm-hmm. And that's like the end of the show right there, right?
Yep.
That
That's
was the
pretty
end.
much it.
A lot to think about. Let's play a quick promo, and we'll come back and talk about why this show didn't work.
Do you like craft beer? Do you like music? If you don't like either of those, I hope you at least like laughing. And if I've still got your attention, the reason I'm asking is this. I want you to check out my upcoming podcast called Drunken Lullabies. I'm joined by my co-host Blake Szymanski and a rotating cast of characters. We do beer reviews, play music by bands we think you need to know, make you laugh a lot, and hopefully get you tipsy right along with us. We'll be bringing you a new episode every Sunday, and we hope you'll close your weekends out with us at Drunken Lullabies. We'll educate you on new beers to try, new albums to hear, and make you laugh at non-stop pop culture references and juvenile behavior, which is what you've come to expect from the Fakakta Comedy Funhouse. Look us up at fcfnetwork.com. We'll see you on the Sabbath. Cheers.
Cheers to you, Dustin. And congratulations on a wonderful podcast, Drunken Lullabies, only on the FCF Network. Go to fcfnetwork.com. Take the FCF Network Challenge.
Do it.
Subscribe to all the shows. Listen, you're going to find one that you like, whether it's Sex with Heather or Couch Pilots here, IBWIP.
The song Inside and Out.
The song Inside Out.
Low Blow Podcast.
Newest addition to FCF. The Low
Not
Blow Podcast.
not the new edition that had Bobby Brown in it.
No, I think Bobby Brown is part of this podcast.
Oh, is he?
If I remember correctly. And I think each week he has a different member of Belle Biv DeVoe on to help him with
Nice.
his great show. Check out Belle
Mr.
Biv.
Telephone Man.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a fact because we're not in the interesting fact section.
Please.
Mr. Telephone Man changed the face of music.
Did it really? I thought you were going to tell us some dirty sex story related to you. And then
No.
did they also sing Candy Girl?
I think so. You're right.
Good song.
Very good song.
Great song. You'll love them, and they're all free.
You won't leave them.
You won't leave them. They're free.
That is correct. They did do a version of it.
Oh, thank God you confirmed it. This show didn't work.
1983, which is ironically when this came out.
How old were you then?
I was 8 years old.
To me, this show didn't work for a number of reasons. Blake, why don't you think?
Do we
the
do
Coneheads
Turbulence?
work? Oh, we got to do the sound effect to it, don't we? Whoops. How else would we know?
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Hold on, Doug. It's going to get bumpy. All right, Philip. Why don't you think the Coneheads worked?
Coneheads didn't work as a cartoon. You know what? I liked it. I thought it was good. It probably didn't work just because cartoons are even more difficult to get off the ground than a pilot. I mean,
yeah. I would assume because they have to put a lot of animation into it, and then they have to create this whole storyline as well.
and it's harder to get a crowd, so to speak. It's like a podcast about craft beer versus like a podcast about pilot TV shows. It's easier to find a niche than some of the other ones.
Yeah. To me, this show didn't work because in the early 80s, like the first show that I ever really remember saying, this is maybe not entirely for kids, was The Simpsons. Can you guys think of anything earlier than The Simpsons, cartoon-wise, that was maybe not geared towards kids? Besides maybe like Heavy Metal, wasn't that one?
It's actually what I was about to say. Yes, heavy metal.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
It was brutal. Metal. I like the metal.
Doug, are you big into metal?
I am.
What's your favorite band?
Oh, that's hard.
It's the most open-ended question a person can ask somebody
It
else.
has to be a band from Iceland, Borknagar. Their music sounds like you're just throwing dead bodies into a furnace.
Oh, nice.
It is the most brutal thing
Now,
ever.
did you guys have sex to that music?
No,
Oh.
Doug only listens to that via headphones.
Oh.
While
Yes.
driving or on the riding lawnmower.
Oh, yes, very much so.
No, when we make the whoopee, we listen to like the Marvin Gaye or that song "Push It." Push it real good.
And that's a great song to listen to while having sex, too, because it literally is an instruction manual for how to have sex. It's
And
telling you
sometimes
what
I
you need
forget.
to do.
I get very excited about the sex, and I forget what I am doing.
But there's Salt and Pepper and
Yes.
Spinderella telling you exactly what
Spinderella,
you
kick it up one time.
What?
Spinderella, kick it up one time.
Boy!
You're not old enough to
No.
know, Cindy. Again, I was asked why didn't I think this worked. It was another cartoon that had adult, the whole premise of this show came from an adult show on late night television.
And at the time, you see a cartoon, and you're like, oh, cartoon? Kids, cartoons. So when adults aren't watching this thinking, this is for me. Because I don't think the country had reached a state of permanent adolescence like we have now, where any age can watch cartoons. At that age, it was, Hanna-Barbera, the Flintstones. We're watching cartoons. These are for kids. This is not really for kids.
No.
I mean, it was not. I'm also a cartoon connoisseur. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, what?
I like the cartoons. I consume
Thank you for
them
not
very
lying.
much. No, I don't lie. I feel it didn't work because it was definitely ahead of its time. If it had just waited a few more years once we got to the Ren and Stimpy age, I think it would have worked.
MTV.
Well, not so much the MTV because MTV was around in the 80s, but when you get to like the Ren and Stimpy, where it's that crazy, like just weird and kooky.
Even like Liquid Television had some bizarre cartoon bits that were more adult oriented.
You could. I mean, there are other like other twisted cartoons.
Can you name all of them?
No, I forget these things.
Okay.
Again, airplane drugs make me not want to lose my sheet.
Well, I tell you, if what I would like to see this to be improved is maybe make it a little bit more adult centric. Always the first thing I do, strip that laugh track away.
Yes, get rid of it.
It's not doing anything for you. Get rid of the laugh track. We don't need a laugh track on cartoons. You don't need to tell me when to laugh when I'm watching cartoons dance around. Second of all, make it slightly more adult. Make it like this is definitely for the parents and not for the children.
Yeah, it's like maybe a 5 on the adult. Make it a 6.
Make it a 6. Knock it up to a 6. What's it going to hurt?
Why not go to 8 if you're going to
Take
do
it
it?
to an
correct?
8.
I mean, if you do it right?
Come harder, go home.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that's.
And I think that's like the anthem of bread making, isn't it?
No, it's make bread that doesn't kill people.
Oh.
That's the anthem?
Yes.
Do no harm?
Yes.
I thought that in addition, it was just like a lot of material that they like put into one episode. Like the whole idea of her dating like the daughter Connie. Like they could have made that a whole separate episode.
Sure, they kind of shot their wad. Like all their storylines for the first season, they blew off on one.
I think what they were trying to do is trying to catch everybody caught up as quickly as possible because they were assuming they were going to get a series, so then they can explain the rest of. Because in the movie she is 16. So we don't really care about what happened when they were a baby. No one cares.
Do you think they maybe they kind of ran before they walked?
No. I think they just wanted to get to a place after the movie ends. So the pilot was catching up to the movie, and then they can continue in cartoon form later.
Do you think that they were just excited about the episode where she was going to be sexually assaulted by Ronnie?
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Wow. A lot of great ideas.
I rest my case.
That would have been a more adult episode, though, wouldn't it?
Let's start our final.
That's an 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
This is where we take a look at what other people think about this. The critics, viewers, a few websites that maybe give some sort of score. We're all four of us, we're going to have our say what we think about this show. But right now, let's talk about different avenues out there, such as like a Rotten Tomatoes. Unfortunately, there's nothing there. But for some of these old pilots, oddly enough, there have been things there. Yeah. So I always check it. Nothing this time. IMDb score, I'm going to put out to you guys. What do you think IMDb scored?
Out of 10.
Out of 10. Cindy?
4.
4?
I'm going to have to go with a low 4, yes.
Low 4. Philip?
4.3.
4.3. 5.4. 5.4.
I lowballed it. I always lowball.
Apparently, they gave it more credit than we do.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I didn't see a lot of critic reviews out there. There's a couple viewer reviews. One from Chip Douglas here.
Oh, Chip.
A bit mibs. I don't know what that means. You know
Mibs.
What that means?
Yeah, I was taking my notes. It was either mibs or nibs. They kept saying that instead of saying shit.
Oh, okay. So it's like saying it's a bit shit.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. But he still gave it 7 out of 10 scars. So, let's see. Someone else, Micro Joe, he gave it 4 out of 5 scars. I don't know why. This is from Amazon, by the way. Let's see. So you never know from the description that you'll find in search of Amazon.com, but this is the animated version of the feature film, and not a very good one at that. I expected the film as promised, and the description was sorely disappointed when I received 1 out of 10 scars.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was all the way back from '98. Were people ordering shit off of Amazon in '98?
Yes.
That man was.
Wow. There was 3 people. They were selling 6 things.
I was one of those people.
Oh, what did you order in '98?
Bread maker?
A green card. It was a homework green card.
A greeting card?
A literally green.
Greeting card.
No, it was a green greeting card.
Okay.
We did have those green greeting cards
yes.
back then.
I bought them in bulk.
That's how you first asked her on a date, wasn't it?
Yes.
You gave her a green greeting card?
Yes.
Captain,
it was strange, but we went with it.
It's what I do.
Captain Rester just had a birthday, and I went to buy him a card, and it was $3,000 for a greeting card. And prices have skyrocketed. What was a green greeting card from Amazon back in '98?
Oh, in my country's money, it would have been astronomical. In American money, it's like $1.50.
That's not bad.
No, it's very cheap.
That includes shipping and handling?
It does. I also bought 400 of them.
Okay.
I had the extra dough. I'm no pun intended.
Right.
So I just went for it.
It would have been funny if you would have waited just a millisecond longer, so I could have caught up with you and you said the dough.
Oh, I get it. Comedy timing is not my thing.
I understand. It's not mine either, obviously.
I would have never have guessed.
Thank you very much.
Let's put it out there what we think.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
We've told you what our show is. We told you some interesting facts. We've told you about the pilot. We've told you about what other people think about it, what could have been done. Now, we're going to take all that crap, we're going to put it in our bodies, and we're going to expel it and give it a number. 1 to 7. 1 being the worst, also known as a Roy Biggins. These are all characters that we use in relation to this. And I think our very own FCF Network buddy, Dustin, loves this scale. Every time I run into him, he barely remembers my name, but he says, "Hey, Couch Pilot guy, I love the way you do all the scoring systems on Couch Pilots. Keep up the great
Right.
work.
He says you guys are a 7.
Every time he says it, he looks, and that's what he calls me too. He says, "Hey, 7."
Yep.
He doesn't even remember my name anymore.
Yep.
But he says, "I love your scoring system." So out of 7, 7 being the best, also known as a Brian Hackett, and 1 being the worst, Roy Biggins. Doug, how would you rate this show, the Coneheads?
I'd have to give it a 2.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yes, they tried, but they failed them miserably. Although I would like to see an updated Blu-ray version of it. I think that would be good.
It would help, wouldn't it?
Yes.
The visuals would help. I would love just 4K.
Right.
Crystal clear Dan Aykroyd is
And they need to pan to the birthing of the Conehead.
Oh, you want to see the actual
I've
inversion.
never seen a Conehead birth, so why not?
Yes,
It's for science.
Right. It's for science purposes.
science, yeah.
I
It's a Faye Cochran is what he gave it. Number 2.
Faye Cochran, which we've had a lot of Fays. Cindy, woman's point of view. What would you give this show?
I think I'm going to have to go with a 2 as well.
Wow, 2
Another
Fays.
Faye.
That's my lady.
Nice.
Great minds.
Cindy and Doug both give it a 2. If you take that, divide it by 6.
Hold on. So what are you doing?
I'm doing their average. Hold on. Okay, their average is a 2.
Yeah. Why did it take you that long to? Why did it take you that long to make that to come up with that average?
The Pachinko machines broke,
You ran it. Okay.
so I was
Gotcha.
just doing it in my head.
Fair enough.
I'm trying. I don't want to be lazy. Like nowadays people use their cell phones all the time for taking pictures, to doing videos, to the calculator. People don't even know their own phone numbers anymore.
Yeah, I don't know my phone number.
Right, and so I'm like, you know what? Let's do some math in our head once in a while.
Right. Speaking of math, what number would you give this?
Well, I'll tell you what. I think back to the Mini Monsters,
Right.
and how disappointed I was.
Yep.
I gave this a 4.
Yeah. And, I think I'm going to have to agree with that. I'm going to give it a 4 as well. Jumps around. It's not great. Obviously, it didn't make it as a series.
There's boobs.
There's absolutely boobs. I love that.
A naked woman, which you said it was kind of like the Disney, like all the Disney movie like covers have a penis somewhere. That's kind of what this was.
That's not true.
I read it on the internet.
Oh, it must be true.
Yeah, I think the least number of cocks in a Disney movie is 35.
In a row?
No, I'm just saying.
That's a lot of cocks. Doug, that's a lot of cock.
We are talking about the penis, not the rooster again.
No. This time we're talking about roosters.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's-
okay.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
still, yeah.
Yes.
That's a lot of cocks to take care of and be in charge of, is what I meant.
My mother had
think
a
Belle
rooster
did that.
house, so
Oh,
it's
a
not
rooster
that hard.
house?
Yes. She had lots of roosters.
Did they fight a lot? Was there a lot of cockfighting going on?
Yeah.
They would get entwined sometimes. Yes.
Sure, I can
Yes.
see that.
Just
Cock knots.
like pecking at each other and in losing the feathers. Yes.
That sounds just awful.
It's rooster male dominance.
Well, how about that?
Story of my life.
2 2s, 2 4s.
Oh, shit, hold on.
Oh, you're going to try to get the average of this? Damn, why did I say it?
3.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right, that's right.
Just that simple.
Yep.
We're done with this one. But we're not done here. Please join us next time when we watch the pilot episode of Fuzzbucket. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. In the vein of Harvey, an invisible creature befriends a 12-year-old boy, but of course, no one else can see him or believes in him. You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then by clicking on one of our classically blue links in our show notes. Or go to YouTube and search Fuzzbucket TV Show. What's that?
I was like, it reminds me of Choo Choo.
Who's
Choo Choo
that?
Fireman.
I don't know what that is. Contact our show, Couch Pilots.
Yes, contact Couch Pilots. We really would love to get an email from you. That's couchpilotspodcast@gmail.com. We are on the tweets. We do the Twitters. That's Couch Pilots Pod.
Podcast.com.
No.
On Twitter, yes.
Yeah, at Couch Pilots Pod. We're on the Facebook. We're on Instagram.
Yeah, give us suggestions of what shows you like
Sure.
to see us watch. Give us your comments and questions. We'll get back to you.
Yeah.
We have nothing better to do. We have
No.
nothing at all better.
And you get frequent flyer points.
They rack
that
'em
this
up quick.
beautiful couple right here got to use. Also, on iTunes, you can subscribe to us. You can give us a rating like Uncle Tanner
Uncle
did.
Tanner, yeah.
Said that we were great comedians, although we're pilots.
Go to fcfnetwork.com. Check out all of our family of shows. Anything else you guys want to add before we depart the plane here?
You guys had talked earlier about the fact that you're about ready to get married soon. You've been talked about.
Yes.
Bottle Cap Kid, Captain Jason, pointed out that I am an ordained nautical priest.
That's right. You are a nautical priest.
And, I looked at your frequent flyer points. We kind of gave you a discount because you guys are a couple. I tell you what, you have 4 frequent flyer points left. That is enough for me to do a quick wedding ceremony and make this official if you would like to.
It's a surprise prize.
Well,
Bingo.
that sounds.
It sounds fun, but I not that I don't love you, honey, but I think I'm going to pass on your marital vows. Not that I do not appreciate it, but we have a thing planned. But you are more than welcome to come to it.
Oh, you have
the
something
church.
planned.
Well, she did. Spoilers.
I think he's
Spoilers
probably
indeed.
saving up for those aviator glasses.
Okay, all
Which,
right.
honestly,
I
aviator glasses are going to last you a lifetime.
Hey.
Marriage? Maybe not.
in
Maybe
my
not.
country, there's death do you part literally.
Oh.
I think wear
Someone
those
must
aviator
die.
glasses as you're getting married.
But
Tight.
you are when we do actually have ceremony, because I have certain things I must do. Otherwise, the mother goes crazy.
Right.
But you are more than welcome to come to a ceremony then.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Wow. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much.
And thank you both of you for being on today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I hope it was worth your points.
Oh, most certainly.
Yes.
We had fun during the break, that's for sure.
Yes,
Oh,
we
my.
did.
You're going to name that baby Captain Rest Assured, I hope.
Rest assured.
Yes.
Well, rest assured that this pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you next time.
Thank you, everybody. Hey, good job, buddy.
Hey, good job to you, buddy.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
This has been a Fakakta Comedy Funhouse production, produced by Jason Tosher, executive produced by Blake Clayton. For more information and content, go to fcfnetwork.com.